What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mic Drop Sports Week 13. My friends, we are here. We are diving in. It is big shit, man. Steelers about to try to go 9-3. We're trying this lighting thing a little bit too. Again, I did brighten it up, put the actual camera lights on. So, hey, we're getting high tech, man. We're getting high tech. But anyway, we are back. Good to see you guys. Make sure you're double tapping that screen, hitting that like button. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh TD in the chat early. Appreciate you guys. Share and like the show. Send it through that YouTube algorithm. We're going to talk a little bit about the Pittsburgh Steelers, their injury designations for this week 13 matchup with the Cincinnati Bengals. Also, we are going to talk a little bit about what the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do in order to attack this Cincinnati Bengals defense and this Cincinnati Bengals offense and really come out in a highly successful manner here, and how they need to just really put their focus here on certain things to attack this football team that record-wise hasn't done really, really well. However, does have some weapons. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins and company. They have some players on defense that can do some damage. So this team is just like any other NFL team that they are going to face week in and week out. Regardless of record, you can lose the ball game, man. And it's just the way the NFL is. And we told you that last week. You saw what happened. You got to take into consideration now late in the season weather events, things of that nature. There's tons of variables that are going to go into play each and every week as the Steelers try to continue to improve their record here and stay atop of the AFC North. What's up, downtown John Broadway, DJ Thomas? What's up, guys in the house? Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. It is the best damn sports show in America. DJ telling you, man. DJ's telling you. Get it done. Prime to kick Bengals butt. What is going to be having a sacrifice party? Prime to kick Bengals butt. Yes. Chiefs must eat their Lucky Charms on game day. I can't believe it. Maybe we should also. Yeah, I hear you, TD. The Chiefs just are a good ball club. And it's the NFL, man. Teams are going to be able to beat you each and every week. And that's just what we all, as fans, need to realize. That this is a highly competitive, closely contested, each and every week type game. And that rings true. Even the worst teams in the NFL can win, and that shows you. The Carolina Panthers almost beat the team that has the best record in football right now. The two-time defending Super Bowl champions. The team that has Patrick Mahomes. Almost put them on the ropes, man. Almost hit them with the knockout punch. If it wasn't for their own stupidity, they might have. I'm just saying. There you go. That just shows you. You saw the Steelers. Honestly, guys, rewatch that Browns game. Rewatch it. Do yourself a favor. And I know most fans don't literally. You have life. You have family. You have friends. You don't have time to go back and rewatch a football game that, quite frankly, wasn't one that was fun to watch. But if you rewatch that football game, the Pittsburgh Steelers weren't that bad. They weren't that bad. Now, the coaching was that bad. And now when I rewatched it, the coaching was worse than I thought originally. But we're going to sweep that under the rug because this is week 13. Again, this is a highly competitive league. Challenger says it snowed here in Ohio. Yes, what's it looking like for Sunday out there in Cincinnati, Challenger? I ain't checked yet. DJ, Chiefs games are always are like soaps, always waiting for that dramatic moment where they win. Yeah, no shit, DJ. I agree. Puke, he says at the end. Challenger says Bears head coach went to the Mike Tomlin School of Clock Management. Chiefs got lucky today. You see so many close games, guys. So many. And the Chicago Bears, their clock management, that wasn't clock management 101. They weren't really good at it. But, man, if you're Caleb Williams, You're dumber than a fucking doorknob if you throw that football down there that far, that deep, with that many seconds left on the clock when you still have one timeout. You got to know the situation to be an NFL quarterback. I'm sorry. That's a Caleb Williams fucking screw up there. Yeah, you can blame the coaching staff as a whole for their poor mismanagement of the clock. But Caleb Williams, I understand you're a rookie, but you still got to understand the situations. It's basic, man. You need a field goal to tie. You need, 5 yards to be in field goal range to give your kicker a chance. You have 6 or 7 seconds left on the clock. You can't take a deep shot there. You don't have enough time to do everything you need to do. He has to be better there. You have to be able to think. I told you this guy was a jackass. And I stand behind that. And they all make this big deal about breaking the Bears rookie quarterback records. They ain't had no fucking quarterbacks that are any good. I mean, come on. It's easy to break records when they ain't set very high. You're looking at a franchise with the Pittsburgh Steelers that had Ben Roethlisberger go 15-1 as a rookie. Just saying. And he barely threw the ball. But those are records. Those are big records from high caliber players. I'm just using it as an example. Can't afford another loss like last week. That's from Challenger. No, and guys, don't even think about last week. Let's sweep it under the rug because I don't think this Pittsburgh Steelers team comes out and loses twice in a row with Russell Wilson at the helm. Everybody's calling to in the media for Russell Wilson's head. And I want to bring this up too. Jason, the minute that game happened, Monday morning when we were doing our shows, what did I tell you guys? Don't worry, don't overreact. But every other show was talking about the overreactions, and they were freaking out, and this was wrong, that was wrong, all this shit. But now here at the end of the week, they changed their tune too. Oh, don't overreact, it's okay. Well, which is it? Be consistent. That bothers me. I hate inconsistency. I hate it. So, Jason, will we actually use our 2 packs this Sunday? Our 2 backs, maybe Connor Hayward. I think you will see a version of the run game that you're going to see in a more long-term. At least this is my hopes. For a more long-term run here late in the playoffs. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Jaylen Warren. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Najee Harris, but I think you'll see Cordell Patterson maybe sprinkled in a little bit. I don't think they're going to continue to lean on him like they do. They honestly, I love Patterson, guys. I think he's a hell of a ball player. I think he's a little bit past his prime. However, I think that they've overused him a little bit too much in some of these situations, and I understand Arthur Smith's comfortability with him, but you have players that are far better and in their prime that you got to start utilizing in some of these situations as opposed to going to Patterson. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Sometimes they don't make no sense with some of their coaching decisions, which we're going to dive into one of Arthur Smith's prospects that he had offered to him. Oh, he's closer to Cleveland. Sorry, I didn't know how close you were. Oh, yeah, you live in Madison, I think you told me. Daniel Warman, what's up, man? Hey, Jason, we have nothing to lose other than another game. High of 22, maybe a little snow. Bless you all. There you go. Daniel gave us a little bit. Let's hope for no snow. The Steelers aren't built for that. That's weird to say, too, with the Pittsburgh Steelers ball club. But anyway, the Pittsburgh Steelers going into probably another, cold-ass game. High of 22, maybe a little snow, maybe a little bit of issues. But I think that this game ends up being one in which Russell Wilson takes control of the clock, really tries to limit Joe Burrow's chances out there on the field, and I think the Steelers are really going to try to get after him. Alex Highsmith, my friends, I do have some bad news defensively. The injury situation is definitely a little bit worrisome on the defensive side of the football, considering Corey Trice still remains out. Mon Adams still remains out. Alex Highsmith, highly doubtful, guys. Highly, highly doubtful. I don't expect him to play this week. I'll expect him next week, hopefully. but that might even be a coin flip. But I think the plan might have been all along after Cincinnati with this sprain. It's a low ankle sprain, not that high ankle where you might be able to fix it with a tightrope surgery or things of that nature. This is a low ankle. This is something that's just got to take time, and it's just got to heal on its own time. It's nothing you can rush. You don't want to put him out there and be compromised in any way and create that to be push that injury perhaps to become more serious. We don't want to get to that level. So hopefully Alex Highsmith just continually stays on track here, and we see him next weekend and in the December games. Oh, wait, we might even be in December by this game. I don't know. I didn't look at the dates either. Bears, Browns, and Jets seem to be where the talent goes to waste. Yeah, some of these teams, DJ, you're absolutely right. There's some teams in the NFL that absolutely are just dog shit. They're always dog shit. They like just get all these top draft picks and they totally destroy their career. It's such a wasted career. Look at like guys like Sauce Gardner with the Jets. Come on. It took Revis. Look, he had to leave to go elsewhere to win. You know? Look at that. I'm just saying, they waste a lot of talent. Bears haven't had a true franchise quarterback since Sid Luckman. Yeah, McMahon. He won a title. Jalen Ward needs to touch the ball 20 to 25 times. We'd win every game. That's from Danny Ray 07. I think you do need to see more involvement from Jalen Warren. I will agree with you there, Danny Ray. I think Najee just sometimes wastes his opportunities. Again, I always tell you guys, consistency is his best weapon. Trying to be somebody he's not is what his kryptonite, and that's what hurts him. And when Najee starts to be unproductive and starts to get these games to where he's only getting that 50, 60 yards, if that sometimes, that's when he's trying to be somebody he's not. And that goes for not just Najee. That goes for the coaching staff doing stupid shit, pitching him the ball and doing dumb shit like that, and not utilizing your players' talents in the way that they should be. And if I'm going to run a pitch, it'd be to Jalen Warren because he has more speed. I'm just saying. And I wouldn't run Patterson out there on a pitch. He ain't built for that either. He ain't built for that quick. What you need to do on a pitch, guys, and this is something that has to be known from when you were a little kid. I mean, we all know this from playing midget football. If you're running a pitch, you want a running back running that pitch that literally can move laterally, but on the drop of a dime, put their foot in the ground and cut upfield. That's what you have to have. Najee Harris ain't that guy. Najee Harris is a downhill runner. That's what he is, a downhill runner. He needs to hammer the line of scrimmage in a vertical way. The horizontal to vertical is not his game, man. That's a Jalen Warren type guy, a guy that can hammer it horizontally and boom, pound it vertically. That's what you're looking for. Those types of guys are the only ones that are going to succeed in toss plays. You don't see guys in the NFL that are bigger bodies running these toss plays that are long and stretched out. Maybe a guy like Derrick Henry can do it. I don't know. Maybe there's some, oddities. But you got to have a guy that can put their foot in the ground and cut. And Najee Harris ain't that guy that can do that. I don't think so. Yes, he can cut. Yes, he can burst a little bit. But you want a guy that's just this little speedster. Boom, boom, boom. Gone. Since when has the Steelers not been for snow? They ain't now. Honestly, DJ, it's crazy. And it is weird to say. I agree with you. But the Steelers, right now, if you look at this roster, they're relying on more athleticism than brute strength and beat you the hell up. This ain't that type of Steelers team. They're not out there going to just, throw haymakers at you and beat your ass. Like, that's not what type of team this is. This is a highly athletic team that has to be able to use its speed and agility to be able to defeat opponents. That's what they are right now. Sean, what's up? Corey Trice has had a rough go for his first 2 years in the NFL. Too bad. Yeah, we have high hopes for him, don't we, Sean? We have high hopes for our boy. Roll the dice with Corey Trice, baby. He'll be back. We're going to see Corey. Corey's going to play a role here late in the season. Don't count him out just yet, but he has had a tough go so far, like Sean said here in his first couple NFL seasons. But, guys, I'm going to give you the inside scoop here. May be wrong, but I'm going to tell you. Corey Trice will play a significant role down the road in the Pittsburgh Steelers' success, especially when it comes playoff time. Mike Miller, what's up? It's never too late to join us here at Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live, the best damn live sports show in America. We appreciate you. Downtown Draw and Broadway. Snow shouldn't bother our Steelers. Shouldn't, but it does. Daniel Warman, I predict you all will get at least 4 sacks. Our interior offensive line are already chugging Pepto-Bismol. TJ will have a field day. Thank you, sir. Yeah, dude. That's the key defensively for the Steelers is getting to Joe Burrow. They've done a good job so far in the past when they've played Joe Burrow of sacking Joe Burrow. Now, guys, I don't want you to be under any fucking illusion here. Joe Burrow will get his numbers. Joe Burrow will eat. Jamar Chase will eat. They will score. You just got to outscore them. And that's how teams beat them. Now, I do think our defense can get some stops, but they've let me down here a little bit. The defense has let us down here a little bit, guys, and we can't let them off the hook. And I know everybody wants to let them off the hook a lot. The defense has failed, Mike Tomlin included. He lets them off the hook a great deal. There's a couple times already this season they should have won games, but didn't. I'm just saying. And who was on the field when they lost them? And I'm not saying the offense didn't have any contributions to those losses, because they did in a big way. But who was on the field there? The last go. When you hang your hat on it, man, you got to point it out. Challenger 16, McMahon was always injured. 85 team won because of defense. Yes, he did win because they had the 85 Bears defense is legendary, no doubt. I was just bringing him up. Mike Miller, we need to beat the Cleveland Clowns. Yes, man, we know, Mike. We know, Mike. Cleveland's in the past. TD, no pitch plays, please. Tackle to tackle runs is what is needed. I agree. Downtown, I'd just like to be in the coach's room and point out what the actual news is. Yins ain't calling a complete game. Yeah, again, what is the key to offensive football? You have to make the defense account for you. All 11 players, whether it's the center or not, whether it's the guard, the tackle, they have to be accounted for. And defenses, again, guys, don't have to do that against the Steelers because they don't utilize all their weapons. They don't utilize their formations. You know, a team that isn't built to use their tight end. Yes, we will roll the dice. Minka needs to make a damn play, bro. Yeah, he does. We were lacking Minka play. We just need to see one. We just need to see one, man. All right, guys, double tap that screen for us as we're getting started on Steel City Live. We're going to talk a little bit more Steelers football here. I'm going to grab a drink. Again, we want to talk, what do they got to do offensively? What do they got to do defensively? The special teams is an obvious one. You just gotta make your plays, man. That's what special teams is. You gotta make your plays when the plays are there. You gotta be steady. You gotta be consistent. You can't foul up, man. You can't make any blunders on special teams. That costs you a football game. That's the mantra every week for the special teams. You just can't. You gotta play mistake-free football on special teams. That's what you gotta do. That's a simple one. Offensively, what do they gotta do, guys? It's a simple formula. Attack the middle of the field. Run between the tackles with Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, and pound the damn rock and control the clock, baby. You got to incorporate these tight ends. You got to start to incorporate some more of your wide receivers. I think Calvin Austin's been slowly put into the fold. I think you might see a little bit more production from a guy like Williams this week. I think Van Jefferson's role starts to decrease just a little bit. But I think Mike Williams starts to see a little bit more increase. You saw him, I believe, 25 snaps last game or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe it was the game before that, but I do think you'll see him a little bit more this week. I think he'll start to be more involved in that game plan. I think that once they start to maybe utilize the tight ends, and that doesn't even necessarily have to go across the middle of the field all the time. You have Big Narnell, throw it there. You can see his ass, Russ. But you can throw those inside out patterns, which you can see very easily. Start it in, break it out. You can use those drag routes. You can utilize them in many different ways other than just up the middle or across the middle of the football field. But get the tight ends involved. And I think that they will put that focus on there this week. I think that they have to, unless you're completely stupid and you have no brain cells, you have to see what the deficiencies are. It's obvious. You're not utilizing the middle of the field. You're not utilizing the tight end room. You're coming out in formations that are designed to utilize the tight end in a big way, and they're virtually non-existent. When you're running double tight end sets, you have to be able to utilize your tight ends within the pass game, or otherwise the other teams know exactly what you're doing each and every week. When you bring the double tight end out and they know you haven't used them in the pass game, they know you're damn running the ball. I mean, it's very simple. It's so basic. And the Steelers have to correct that action. And Arthur Smith, who was offered the head coaching position this week at his alma mater, University of North Carolina, the Tar Heels, where he played, I believe, guard or tackle, one of the two. I believe it was guard for the Tar Heels during his time there, was offered the head coaching position, but respectively declined it and said that he is happy in Pittsburgh, his family is happy in Pittsburgh, that he has one of the premier jobs in all of football working for the Steelers franchise, the Steelers organization, one of the most historic franchises, and he feels like that he already has the best job, and he's going to continue to roll with it. And I think you do see Arthur Smith for the next couple years. I know a lot of rumors will be swirling every offseason that he's here, and he'll be attached to every head coaching vacancy there is. I guarantee it. I just don't know why, but that's the way it'll be here in Steelers Nation. But have no fear. He'll be here for a couple years. Maybe you don't want that. I don't know. TD, we need to use all three levels to be successful. Let's do it. Stop pissing around. Yeah, you got to have. That's another thing, too, the linemen need to use. When you bring up all three levels, that brought that to my head. That was something that was very appealing about Troy Fautanu, was that he worked in the run game down to the third level, down to the max level that you could be at, baby. He would just get downfield and block and block and block, and that's what it was appealing to me with Troy Fautanu. And that's where I think that you need to see the Steelers offensive linemen really attacking and just continuing to progress and climbing the ladder, as they say, in their blocking schemes. I want to see that. I want to see them sealing those linebackers off. I want to see them fast on their feet, moving, sliding, getting to that next block. And I think that would make this a little bit more successful. I want to see them stay on that original block and get those pancakes, get those kick out blocks in a big way, and really make some big holes for your running back room. I want to see those things this week from the offensive line. I want to see those penalties limited a little bit from Broderick Jones. Those things have to start happening here. Those things have to start happening. I want to see this run game be successful again. You had Najee Harris 3 100-yard performances consecutively, and I want to see that get back on track, because that's when the Steelers are going to be successful. When Russell Wilson doesn't have to win it with his arm. That's not a situation in which you want to be in all the time. Sometimes it's okay. Let Russ throw it. Let Russ cook, is what they say, I believe. Let him do those things, but most of the time you want to be able to eat that time of possession up, because that's the key to winning in the NFL, guys, and everybody overlooks this. Time of possession is the most important statistic in the NFL, if you ask me. Why? Because offenses are good in the NFL. This is an offensive-driven league. And the more you can limit an opposing team's offensive chances, that increases your chances to win dramatically. That is the key. That's what you want to watch throughout a football game. Are the Steelers possessing the football more than the other team? Because that is the telltale sign of how the game's going. Whether it's looking like it on the scoreboard or not, that is how this thing's starting to go. That is the big driving factor of winning in the NFL. The big driving factor. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting the shit out of that like button here for us on Steel City Live. We need to keep hitting that like button, sending this show out into the YouTube algorithm. All you got to do is double tap that screen, get yourself a like here, or hit your three little white dots up in the right-hand corner of the screen, and that'll bring down the like. Roberta Campbell, what's up? The things the Steelers need to remember. The Bengals are coming off a bye week, so they have had time to watch a lot of film and have players get rested. So the Steelers need to have the whole team in sync. Yeah, you always got to watch that, but the Steelers kind of had a mini bye too. You know what I mean? Playing on Thursday night. So maybe that'll equal that out, Roberta, but that is a good point. Sean says, need more screen passes than Najee on first and second downs. Mix it up. Utilize the tight ends. Yeah, I'm not big personally on the screen passes. That's just me. I see what you want to do. You want to mix that up a little bit. You don't want to be predictable, Sean, on first and second down where you're just running the shit out of the football, and I agree with you there. I'd like to see more of the passes that I'm talking about, the routes of the inside out with the tight end, those quick 3 out, boom, dump it, those types of screens. What I'm not the fan of, Sean, is the bubble screens. You know what I mean? Where it's like the receiver takes that step back and you pitch it over there. I don't like those types of screens. I can get on board with the play action, and having a receiver or tight end bubble out that way and dumping it out. I can do those types of things. The traditional screens, I'm not a big fan of, like the bubble screens, but definitely they need to mix it up. No doubt about it, man, and utilize everybody. They got to, man. You can't come out and just run it every first down all the time. It's just painful to watch sometimes, guys. And again, it never changes with the only common denominator in the whole situation. But yet, if you say that, you're like, oh, you just hate Mike Tomlin. Come on. Roberta Campbell's Penguins tied up a game right at the end of the second period. I haven't been watching the Pens, man. I wish I would have been, but they've been pissing me off too, holding on to old players just because I don't know why they hold on to them all. But sometimes you got to make a move. Downtown, I hope that we can utilize our offense in how they spread the box out and hit Washington's short pass in the middle. Yeah, I'd like to see Darnell involved, no doubt about it. But, guys, you got to get Pat Freiermuth involved. He is an excellent pass catcher, excellent route runner, and they have not done shit with him. I mean, why'd you pay him? I don't understand this, guys. I've been saying this for days. It makes no sense. I mean, it is batshit crazy the way they do not use him. It's just stupid. And if he's that bad, you don't want to throw him the football, what the hell did you pay him for? Oh. Challenger 16, I'm not letting the defense off the hook. The coaching needs to make adjustments to benefit TJ. Minka needs to start producing. Highest paid defense needs to play like they are the highest paid. They got to start making plays, man. No doubt about it. Who? Are we sure he's not trying to drive up the salary offer? Who are you talking about, Roberta? I'm not sure who you were talking about. Let's hit the like button for Sport the Best channel on YouTube. Thank you, TD. Absolutely, guys. All you got to do is double tap that screen. Those likes got to start going up. Let's get those likes up for us here on Steel City Live. Only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, we appreciate it. We will be live pre and post game. I'll be joined by Sean this weekend. He'll be back, and we will be talking Steelers football ahead and after the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 13 in what is a pivotal matchup right now, guys. Look at the Steelers. Look at the divisional record, 1-1. They finished 5-1 within the division last year. They got to get back on track, get that record to 9-3, continue to stay atop of the AFC North. They can't afford another slip this week. I mean, they could afford it, but they don't want to do it because then you start to put your back against the wall. Then you start to put pressure on really having to reel off some wins. You don't want to get into that situation, and this is an important week, guys. This is a turning point week, and we've said that a couple times here in this season. And there's a couple times and a couple moments during a season that start to define you. And this is going to be one of those moments this week here against the Cincinnati Bengals in week 13. All right, downtown. We'll see you, my big man. Big man. Wave that towel for Miss Pittsburgh. Daniel Warman, the Steelers should run some play action. That's one of our weaknesses. I never hear the Steelers talk smack. That's why I've always had respect. Yeah, I don't know, man. They might talk smack. I don't know. I've never heard really anybody say too much about them, talking too much shit. But yeah, play action is something that the Steelers really have strived and wanted to do a lot of this season. And you are right. That is a Achilles heel of the Bengals defense. And I think, again, that's why I really like that play action, maybe hitting people out of the backfield that way, or those quick 3 out, or those quick 3 up type routes, those quick play action, quick hitter type moves. And you can hit those seam routes, those post routes, those flag routes. Again, those outs. You can use those. The drags can go and work with the play action. You need to utilize those route combinations and start to free some people up. Use some picks. And I don't see the Steelers doing enough of that in the wide receiver game. And that bothers me. They don't. I seen them use it once, I believe, against the Jets or the Giants, where it worked perfectly. It's where Van Jefferson scored down there close to when they were really close up against the end zone there, and they pounded it in with Van Jefferson on a pass play. That was a design pick, and the Steelers don't do enough of that lately. They're running too many go routes a lot of the time, too. You need to utilize some of these crossing routes and these natural picks that you can utilize to your advantage to open up wide receivers and get them college type open in the NFL. And I think that that's something that the Steelers should have and could have hopefully worked on this week during their extra days off and really tried to emphasize that in their offense with the wide receivers. Here we go. Steelers. They gave the Bengals 3 points favorites. Yeah, these people don't know shit. Well, they might because they have the refs in their back pocket, and the refs usually dictate the way these games go. What's up, Oscar? Roberto says Muth is number 1 tight end. I think they are not using enough. Nah, they're not. Oscar says Pickens, Williams, Muth, and Washington in the end zone. Who can defend that? Who? Yeah, run them. And use those rub routes, those picks, those natural picks, those rub routes to really create that confusion. You have just what Oscar listed there, those big targets. Let them use those natural picks with the rub routes. That is going to open some people open or get some people open. Let's get back through the chat here. Muth is a top 5 to 10 tight end in the NFL. Not using him right at all. They are not using him at all, really, I don't think. Roberta Campbell, Arthur. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's about Arthur right now. I think is just looking to settle down after a head coaching experiment in Atlanta, and I think that being here for a couple years will give him that stability and get him back on his feet, and I think he understands that. DJ Thomas, also Minka is a different animal against the Bengals. TJ always gets Joe on something. JPJ will play a very important role this week. The 8-3 season is over. This is a new season from here out. Yeah, hopefully they take that approach, DJ, that it is a new season, that the slate is kind of wiped clean, and you got to kind of focus here now and really try to find yourself here in Week 13. We can't let the Bengals get hope. Let's go Steelers. Roberta Campbell, the Chiefs have won lots of close games, yet TV Sports say Chiefs won. Steelers, they say lucked out crazy. Yeah, if the Steelers win a close game, it's because of luck. If the Chiefs win one, it's because they're just the greatest team and greatest show on earth. That goes for all the other teams. Steelers are just lucky if they win. Oscar, if we lose this game, the morale will drop badly. I agree. And that's why I said, Oscar, I think that this is one of those moments in the season that's so, so important. This moment right now is going to really dictate a lot of things that are going to happen going forward, in my opinion. I feel like, a bad loss would really, really hurt this team and destroy its morale. Now, I feel like if you play a game and it's close down to the wire and, maybe you lose by a point or something, those you can take a little bit easier because they're division rivalry type games. You can maybe swallow that a little bit better and it might not rub you as bad and you might not kill your morale as bad. But, you get blown out or something, that'll kill it. That'll kill it. All right, guys, we got to hit the shit out of that like button here on Steel City Live. Make sure you're double tapping that screen. Let's get those likes up. I'd really, truly appreciate it. If you want to help me, that's how you help me. Hitting that like button, getting that show sent out into the YouTube algorithm. I truly, truly appreciate it when you hit that like button. It means a great deal to me. Let's keep going here. DJ, there's got to be a big package for the red zone. Bring in Washington, Muth, Pickens, Williams, Patterson, Justin. Got to do something. Yeah, they do, DJ. They do bring in those double tight end sets. They do bring in those big packages a lot in the red zone, and they don't utilize it. They like half of the formation's non-existent, and that's the problem. We have to win this game Sunday from his Pittsburgh. We should run Warren more now. He is healthy. We need to see what he can provide next year. That's from TD. I think they know what he can provide, TD. And I think that they know exactly who Jaylen Warren is. I think that Mike Tomlin has a odd, weird obsession with being overly loyal. And it shows sometimes with Najee Harris. I warned you about Najee Harris, guys, long ago. Did he have a good season so far? I feel like he's been good at times. I do. And I think he's had some moments of real, greatness at times. But guess what? He has not been consistent throughout his entire career so far. And that's exactly why the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't offer him these contracts. I'm telling you. I'm telling you now. Consistency at the running back position is everything. Everything. You can't go ghost for 3-4 weeks and expect to just get this big contract. And Najee Harris has done that many times in his career, guys. And we can all love Najee. I don't mind him at all. But he ghosts out for many weeks in a row. And then he'll have a big game and everybody be like, Najee's the best running back ever, man. He's so great. Bullshit. Average 60 yards a fucking game for his career. What are we talking about here, guys? What are we talking about? Consistency is everything at the running back position. Roberta Campbell. This team does feel better than last season than Steelers in 5-1, so they need to win the rest of the division games this season. Yeah, they need to. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Thomas Warrington. We got to get back to the old way we play, like when we had Big Ben. Yeah, this is a different game, though, Thomas, nowadays. And I know a lot of the fan base wants to see that, old Steelers style football. Me too. But this is a different game. This isn't the same game as when Ben Roethlisberger was in his prime. This isn't the same game. This is a vastly different game. A game driven by complete 1,000% offensive football. The defense is at a disadvantage before they ever even step out onto the field. The penalties that can be called on the defense, hurt. To be honest. They hurt. And they are going to typically side with offensive football, man. That they want to see the scoring. That's what they think drives the ratings, and that's what they're going to do. And this is a different game, man. A vastly different game. Can you win in the same formula as you once did? I think it's showing you that sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But again, it's just so offensive driven, man. It's so different. I bet there will be just as many Steeler fans in our stadium as Bengals fans. Got to go. See you, man. See you, Daniel. Stay safe, bro. Yeah, you never know. The Bengals got a low record, but I thought that about Cleveland too, and they were in the house on Thursday. I guess whenever you have nothing to play for other than beating the Steelers every year, that's the only thing that matters to you. I guess, you're going to bring it, man. That's your Super Bowl. This is it, guys. We're playing the Steelers at home. This is our biggest game of the year. What a shitty life to live. Roberta Campbell. DJ, hold on. Let me get back here. DJ, does this feel like the Steelers who had the killer bees with all this talent and blew it? No, I think that they had more talent than AB's way better, I feel like, than what they're getting right now. I feel like George Pickens is phenomenal, but AB was unfucking real, guys. He is unreal. Unbelievable. Le'Veon Bell's 1,000 times better than Najee Harris. Yeah, I think they have more weapons. Heath Miller was a weapon. They had a better offensive line. I don't think it is. Roberta Campbell, besides the Steelers, don't have a QB that built more like a linebacker like Ben was. Yeah, Ben was a different animal back when in his prime, no doubt about it. TD, I know we don't do this, but I think we need to go to too high and a light box in this upcoming game. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You wanna show that you're gonna defend that pass, man. You do see the Steelers play too high sometimes, but not a ton. They're typically dropping down to Sean Elliott inside of the area of the box, like right up there with the linebackers at times. You don't see it a ton from the Steelers, but they do it occasionally. But they have been light. Not light in the box, but they have been light on their pass rush. They've used minimal numbers. They haven't really came with any exotic blitzes or extra numbers in the blitz packages. So maybe they do that a little bit to get to Joe Burrow. Blitz a corner off, blitz a slot corner out, blitz a couple of the inside linebackers. Have them set up on the edge, up off of T.J. Watt. Go one way that he's not. Do some different things. Blitz a safety, Deshaun Elliott when he's dropping down in the box. Just have him go full go. You could do some of those things. Maybe they do that this week. I don't know. But when you're in that too high look, that too high shell, you're ultra committed to stopping the pass. No doubt about that. And they're going to need to be able to stop the pass this week against Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. So maybe you do see some of that this week, TD. Timing is everything. Ben fell to the Steelers. They will find their next quarterback. Yeah. Everything works out. Absolutely. I agree, man. It's just all going to work out in the end. Danny George, sorry, I missed on. You're all right, Danny. Good to see you, man. Roberta Campbell, the Killer Bees were more talented, but AB, too much drugs, and Bell worried about being a rapper than playing. Shame, wasted talent in Super Bowl appearances. But when they were playing football, they were awesome. Felt like Sunday. It does feel like a Sunday. Yeah, it does feel like a weird day today, just because of the break and it's Black Friday. We were just out shopping too, man. We are getting stuff. We got our Christmas tree today too. Yep, always catch it. Yeah, we got a long weekend of programming. So, again, just to review, Sunday, I'll be joined by Sean. We'll be pre and post game. Tomorrow, we'll be back with another show. We'll go over and we'll do score predictions and we'll do keys to victory tomorrow. We'll do all that. But again, defensively, I think you got to really get to Joe Burrow. Sacks are very important this week. Stopping Jamar Chase, that's obvious, but they are going to eat. You got to have kind of that bend but don't break. You got to come up with a couple extra stops this week if you're the Steelers defensively. And offensively, again, you got to utilize your talent, and it's really starting to boil down to the basic elementary things. And the Steelers can't get that done, that's a problem. And it could continue to be a problem throughout the rest of the season. And again, I warned you last show, it could derail this season. It could. If they don't wake the hell up and start doing what they need to do in terms of utilizing their personnel, this could be a long, long season. Long season. Since we only rush 4 most of the times, I think it's worth trying. Good. That's what I mean. I can see what you were saying. No doubt. No doubt about it. I agree. If that's what you're gonna do, Yeah, we were out of tree yard. My ears are like on fire because it was so cold. My hands were like numb. I'm like, ugh, I hate this cold. Yeah, they do miss Pittsburgh. Yeah, JPJ got to continue to play good this year, limit those penalties, man, and he's got to be a major contributor. I think, honestly, the star of the show on Sunday, defensively for the Steelers this week, is going to be Deshaun Elliott. I think he's going to have a big game. He's had a phenomenal season so far. I think he's been the best offseason acquisition of the Steelers, and I think he is going to have a monster game on Sunday. I do. I really, really do. All right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up again. We'll be back Sunday with an all-day, basically, kind of stuff, so that's going to be a long day. We're going to do a show tomorrow, Keys to Victory, score predictions, so come with your score predictions for tomorrow. I'll write them down the best I can. Again, to go over the injury designations for this week so far, Corey Trice, Mon Adams out, Alex Highsmith, doubtful. I'm going to tell you, he ain't going to play. You'll see him next week, I think. I'm hoping, but fingers crossed. But those are the injuries so far. The offense looks relatively healthy, so hopefully we'll see a complete product there. Arthur Smith got to open this shit up. Mike Tomlin got to start coaching a little bit better, and this team just got to continue to work at it, man, and continue to get better. That's all we can do. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because, again, we got a long weekend of programming, so we are going to be here. We're going to be pounding out, so come ready to go. There's only so much talk you can do when you've had, the long gap in games. You got to have these games, man. So it's big. So until tomorrow, man, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends.